everybody!
Quick off the mark, boom!
Whoa!
That's right.
What's that? Oh god. Oh.
Lots of noise this week. Sorry, trying to, get some energy because it's so hot in here. It feels like this, it's like layer of just, I don't even know what's like keeping me down. But we have comic books, they're very shiny, and if you kind of lick them, they give you special powers and stuff. Or at least that's what he was telling me before we started.
He
was licking the store comic, and he was yelling about like Verily and stuff. It was weird.
You're not supposed to tell people these things, man.
Sorry. All right. Well, whatever. Thankfully, we don't any really. Actually, you might have bought a comic that Morgan licked.
You probably have
did.
at this point. Yeah, but things that I haven't licked at this point yet. We have a new issue of Avengers Undercover. Weird. I haven't talked about that since like ever. This was, of course, the sequel series to the controversial Avengers Arena. Now on its 8th issue, it's pulling one of my favorite anime narrative devices, the patented time skip. We're jumping 3 months ahead past the Arena survivors' brutal murder of Arcade. And we're seeing them sort of settle into their roles among the Masters of Evil. And some of them are, a bit more into the whole evil thing than others. It's actually really interesting seeing what they're doing with this. And they've all got new designs, and it's sort of, just updating. I like that it's a series that actually feels like, things are happening. It's crazy.
I know, it's astounding. From Oni Press this week, we have another volume of Scott Pilgrim, the gigantic super hit movie-making million-dollar property that is Scott Pilgrim. Started as very small, black and white, kind of crudely drawn, fun slice-of-life stuff, and now it is in this beautiful hardcover, and it's all in color.
It's Scott Pilgrim, it's in color, it's so beautiful. Like, I love the black and white stuff originally, and I want to buy this over again, honestly.
Yeah, they're oversized, nice paper. Nathan Fairbairn does all the colors over Brian Lee O'Malley's inks. But yeah, and it's got, Joss Whedon quote on the back, and like that doesn't hurt selling comics. But this is one left, and then it's all over. Ooh. And there's a lot of extras, a lot of cool stuff. But yes, Scott Pilgrim.
Alright, gonna hit you with another Marvel book here. This is the 5th issue of the current volume of Hulk. Writer Mark Waid has officially left the book, bringing in... Yeah, man!
Wow!
He tied off sort of his plot lines from the Indestructible Hulk with the first storyline of this book, and now Jerry Duggan, the man who helped relaunch Deadpool for Marvel now, also the current writer of Nova, has joined Mark Bagley for the Omega Hulk. It's sort of a throwback, new twist on the old 90s Professor Hulk stuff, which is some of the sort of goofiest but also coolest Hulk stuff ever.
He wore those horrible brown pants.
Oh yeah, he's got some great awful fashion going on here. He also has a mohawk, weirdly enough, talking about awful fashions.
Shut up. It's not even a real mohawk. What'd you call it earlier? A war hawk?
War hawk? A business hawk? I don't know. Science hawk, whatever.
Alright, well, while we debate the mohawkiness of the Hawks here, we're going to throw it over to Will, who has a lot of Marvel stuff, shockingly enough, for you. So, off to Mr. Will.
Hello, and let's start it off with Original Sin 7, or as I'm going to call this series, sometimes I love it, sometimes I don't know what the heck is going on in this. You could also call it Law & Order Cosmic Crime Scene Investigation. The Watcher was dead. His eyes had all these secrets. The eyes were exploded. 2 teams of heroes went after him. Turns out Nick Fury is the prime suspect behind the killer of the Watcher. He had this whole secret career where he was killing all these aliens who were going to invade Earth. And now it's like all these Marvel heroes versus old man Nick Fury. And you've got weird villains like Dr. Midas and the Orb were kind of mixed in there. This is an incredible, it's almost the final issue. Jason Aaron's also sowing seeds for what he's doing in Thor when the Odin son becomes unworthy, and it's just crazy. Mike Deodato art, the whole battle in space is great, and what is Nick Fury's endgame, and it's just crazy fun, and we're a lot closer to finding out the big mystery solved. X-Men, there are a gazillion X-Men books this week, but let's start with the adjectiveless X-Men, a brand new creative team. Mark Guggenheim from Arrow, executive producer and writer, he's taken on a whole thing with, it's not, a lot of times it's all about mutants fighting anti-mutant behavior, but sometimes it's fun to sit him in outer space and have him fight some aliens. So Deathbird of the Shi'ar, she's kind of been missing for a while. She shows up on Sword's front door, nearly dead. The X-Men are called in to investigate. There's all kind of cool, weird aliens we haven't seen in a while. And what's the big mystery? So Storm and her team, and a lot with Rachel Gray. If you're a Rachel Gray fan, you're going to love this issue. Nightcrawler, what can I tell you? Issue 5. The first arc wrapped up. This is the next arc. This is Chris Claremont and Todd Knock doing the art. This is one of those, if, like I said before, if you love Excalibur, if you love the fun, swashbuckling Kurt Wagner, this is the one for you. Great new storyline. It's really weird. I really felt like I was having an Excalibur flashback on this. But Kurt is back at the school and on a whole new weird thing. A lot of stuff, some Rachel Gray stuff again. It's a big week for Rachel Gray fans. So a lot of fun. Great new stories with a great retro Excalibur feel. And finally, Inhuman. It's been a while since we waited for this, but when you look at Joe Mann's art, it's worth the wait. Char Soule is writing this. It's awesome. I've loved the Inhumans for years. They're front and center in the Marvel Universe. There's going to be a movie, possibly. But what you need to know is, for the Inhumans, there were a small group of them. Then during Infinity, the Terrigen bomb went off, and there's mutants all over. And now you have kind of a cool kind of Game of Thrones with kind of alien mutated people. So you have Medusa trying to hold things together and hold off the heroes. You have all these new Inhumans popping up everywhere. You have some really ancient Inhumans popping up everywhere. All in this big, huge power struggle. A lot of fun. Like I said, it's kind of like Game of Thrones with alien mutated people. So Inhuman 3 is out this week. Back to you guys. Stay cool.
All right. Thank you, Will. We are going to try and stay cool here. Man, I don't know. It's hard for me, though, with all these people talking about how hot it is all the time.
Yeah,
it makes me so mad.
Damn people that complain whether it's hot.
It's like it's bad enough that I gotta feel the heat, and then I walk around everywhere. Man, how hot is it? Wow. Anyway, speaking of hot, we have finally settled what the hell brimping is by our genius camera monkey going and pointing out the fact that they explained it in the first issue. Shows how much we know.
So yeah, anybody who put that in on the comments thing, you lost already because Monkey got the
he solved it
prize,
before the video was even up on the
But
internet.
honestly, it was just some soap, so really you're not missing anything.
But as you may have noticed here, there is a new issue of Sex Criminals now. It's number 7. This one, of course, focusing on the enigmatic and terrifying Kegel face. Also, possibly not politically correct.
Did you just make that up? Is that real?
No, dude, that's her name. Kegel face. I couldn't make that up.
Right? You don't get paid enough to make that up. New from Boom, we have Hexed by Michael Allen Nelson and Dan Mora. This was actually, at least as far as my knowledge, I might be wrong on this, the first book that Emma Rios worked on the American market, which was gorgeous, and she did this and then got snapped up by Marvel because they have lots of money. But yes, this follows Lucifer. Her name's Lucy, but everybody calls her Lucifer, who's she's an occult thief. She first made her appearance in the long-running Cthulhu books that Boom used to do years ago. And yeah, she was a character in there. And so if like John Constantine was kind of a bit more of a hipster young girl who didn't smoke quite as many cigarettes, this would be her. I don't think she kills as many of her friends. But nobody kills
she
many
hasn't had
friends.
as long of a series.
Yeah.
There's plenty of time for that.
But this got some really great art, despite it not being Emma Rios, because, Emma Rios is off doing amazing things. Dan Mora fills in her shoes really nicely. You got this kind of, like, nice angular-y Scott Hepburn kind of action going on here. It's a lot of fun if you like occult stuff, if you like, what very could possibly be the next hit Magic series behind Constantine, because I know you're all watching that. You can get jumped on here for Hexed.
Also, there is this totally baffling and terrifying ad on the back. Ooh.
Yeah, no prize for anybody that can tell me what the hell that's about.
It's all memes, man.
Oh, memes, man. Yeah, whatever. This kid spends so much time on the internet, I tell you.
I try not to, but it keeps happening.
Speaking of other people who spend all their time on the internet, Miss Anna is here to bring you the latest goings-ons from the World Wide Webs and, of course, the Wednesday comics and stuff.
Monsters! Number 1 Monsters. Godzilla Cataclysm from Colin Bunn. You might know him from Magneto. Helheim, Son of the Gun. He does a lot of stuff. Colin Bunn's a great author, and these are some great monsters. Illustrated by Matt Watcher. It's a post-apocalyptic world that's already been destroyed by monsters, who they think of as gods because they've never seen them, But now they're back for vengeance. Thomas Alsop, number 3 by this Polish name, Viskevich, and Palle Schmidt, a Danish name, is hitting the stands this week with Thomas falling into a deep depression because he can't figure out why the city won't speak to him and why he can't save it anymore. But will save it is drinking and going down a depression spiral? Maybe, maybe not. But will bring you out of a depression spiral is if you come and visit us and Palle Schmidt, artist of Thomas Alsop, on August 20th. It's a Wednesday, so he'll be here anyways. You should come by from 3 to 7. He'll be signing books and making lovely chat because he's a lovely person. Speaking of lovely things, we have the new book from Ray Fox, The People Inside. This is a tough one to explain because every panel can be read individually. It can be read as a long poem project, repeating characters, but with a continuous story throughout the entire thing. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but you might want to turn the lights down low, cuddle up with someone special, and read The People Inside, because it is moving. Now I'm going to take over cover of the week. They can do their own cover of the week if they want to, but I'm going to throw this one up there because this Burn the Orphanage by Sina Grace, number 4 cover, is by the wonderful Ed Luce. He does the wonderful independent comic Lovable Oath, coming out from Fantagraphics in a couple of months, and it's beautiful. It's got hairy-chested men like Lovable Oath always does, and if nothing else, you should marvel at pink and purple, big hairy-chested men like Ed Luce always wanted you to do. Back to those other hairy-chested men.
Thank you, Anna. And just because it would make everyone uncomfortable, I won't show you how hairy my chest is, or how not hairy Morgan's chest is, apparently. He's very, very offended by that.
A little bit,
you know? A little bit.
That's an assumption. I don't like assumptions, man.
Right? Might have hairy other things, but, you know. Anyway.
Unnecessary.
That was unnecessary, wasn't it?
Speaking of things involving quite a bit of hair, we have a huge hardcover here from Fantagraphics. This is Jim, the auto journal, comic auto journal zine thing in collected edition by Jim Woodring. One of America's foremost underground cartoonists at this point. Definitely the successor to Mr. R. Crumb, predecessor, and influenced a variety of local Seattle cartoonists.
Him being the local himself.
Tons of people like that. Tony Millionaire.
Yes. Man. There's another strange comic called Frank, which was kind of like Looney Tunes completely ripped through its own self and then dropped in a lot of acid. It's very strange.
It's like what the Unfunnies wishes it could be.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is a great book by Fantagraphics. It's only $30. It's got all sorts of different just styles from Jim Woodring, who is really something else. Jim Woodring just kind of lives on another planet and makes comics and then mails them in.
Yeah, it's definitely what you would call outsider art.
It is outsider art. And finishing up this week.
Weirdly enough, 2 weeks in a row, we're finishing up with a selfie cover. I don't know why this is happening. I did not plan it.
No.
But this is the official New 52 return of Batman Jones. The best member of the Bat family ever, obviously.
I don't know, man. Bat Cow has got a pretty high standing in the Bat hierarchy for
Batman
me.
Jones is classic, man.
This is true.
Of course, this issue doesn't just feature an awesome cover. The interiors are also all drawn by Mr. Matteo Scalera of Black Science and Dead Body Road. This is sort of the cool-down issue after the huge, massive, obscene Year Zero storyline.
It was really long. I'm sure Greg Capullo's hand is like atrophied and just...
This one is actually, funny enough, written by Jerry Duggan. Scott Snyder's name is still on the cover.
Of course it is.
Because, he plotted the thing out. He's still got his epic Bat arc going on, like every other Bat writer ever.
Right.
But
there's some awesome car chase stuff with which Matteo Scalera has been coining. and lots of scratchiness, some great city scenes, and deranged killers. Because,
Yeah.
you know, Batman always needs to beat up on deranged killers.
Dealing with a distinctly more human area of crime
Yeah.
than his normal supervillain.
And then there's this horrible ad for Gotham, which I hope you're not watching. But that's, you know, neither here nor there.
Hey, it's less horrible than the Arrow ads.
That's true. At least they're not shirtless. Those people do not have hairy chests.
No,
Clearly.
they're
They
not
must
allowed
wax. No. So yeah, that's about it. And we hope you all enjoyed your time with us. And we will see you later and enjoy your day. Have a good comics day.